Saying no is a powerful weapon. A lot of people think that by you saying no to them, you are an evil person, you are a bad person. But sometimes you have to be. Sometimes you have to be able to say no to your family, to say no to your friends, sometimes even no to your children, for the purpose of one day being able to provide for them. This message is not for the privileged. This is speaking to those Africans who have had an opportunity to leave home. And home means a lot of things to a lot of people. It could be that you're leaving the village for the city. It could be that you're leaving the city for another African country. It could be that you're leaving Africa for Europe, for Asia, and for most of us here, for the state. Even if you are from a middle-class African family, you still have those cousins, those uncles, those relatives that are expecting things from you. But please do hear me, there is nothing wrong in taking care of your family. This is the essence of the African person. This is the essence of an African woman, an African man, is to be able to provide for their clan, to be able to provide for their loved ones, for their village, for their community. We were born to do that. That is in our blood. There is nobody should even change that. Okay? It is a part of the fabrics of who we are. And sincerely, as a Black woman, as an African woman, I'm so proud of that concept because community is so important. We have not come on this earth to be by ourselves, and we have not come on this earth just to take from what is here, but to be able to also give and to also make sure that our community, whoever enters our community, it could also be friends, it could also be strangers that come across our journey, our life journey, and we are able to be an asset to them. We are able to give them value. But as we know, in many things, there are pros and cons, right? For more encouragement and inspirational insights, please join me on my podcast called Endless, now playing on Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. There are a lot of factors that makes it difficult for African families sometimes to be independent. We are so dependent on also that concept of community, that concept that if one has succeeded, everybody has to eat off from that person. We have the con side of being able to provide for your family, for your relatives, for anybody around your community, is the fact that you have some relatives, some siblings who think that their life purpose is for you to work for them, who thinks that their life purpose is for you to only provide to them. And that is the con size of it, right? A lot of people do not know what most foreigners have to endure just to survive in those European or American or Asian countries. We hear about glimpses of it on TV, on stories. We have some that go back home because they've been deported or they're just fed up, or some who really made it and they're just tired and they want to go home. But most people do not know what we do here just to finish school, what we do here just to have a job, what we go through just to be able to keep our job. There are books that have been written about those situations and those conditions. So most of the things that I'm saying here, they are not new. Maybe a lot of people do not talk about it, but maybe this is the time for African people and for our African families to understand that life is not easy everywhere, especially when you're Black, especially when you're African, especially when you're a woman. The latest that I'm reading right now, and I'm about to finish, is from my favorite writer, Fatou Diom, Le Ventre de l'Atlantique. She is a Senegalese French writer who eloquently and explicitly describe a little bit of the experience that some of us have abroad. You all know about Americana. If you have not heard about it, please do pick up the book. It is from Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She's a Nigerian bestseller right now. Amazing writing. Most of what they're saying is definitely true. You may not have lived every experiences, but if you are a foreigner, you will know. If you were an international student, you would definitely relate to Miss Adichie. If you came abroad through marriage or just the risk of going abroad to have a chance, you can definitely relate to Le Ventre de l'Atlantique. Le Ventre de l'Atlantique is also in English as well. You can check them out. Fatou Diom is definitely my number one writer, my number one inspiration when it comes to writing. So I make no apology for the influence that she has in my writing and in me being a French-speaking African woman. As Africans, we need to be able to say no. If we want to find peace, if we want to be focused, at one point, we're going to have to sever our emotional connection to our family. There are two different kinds of people. There are people who are inspired by lack. When they don't have, they're like, okay, I need to have it and I need to fight to get it. And there are people who are just, they just give up. They feel so helpless that they're just like, I cannot do it. And at one point in my life, that's where I was. I really felt like it was too much. And as soon as I started having a little bit of money, I felt like, okay, I need to send money home. I need to prove to them that I can do something. You know, everybody's going home and they're bringing things to their family, and I don't have, I have nothing to show for it. I was still very young, and I felt like, you know, I have a family. Based on my own life stories, I always wanted to make sure that my siblings would not lack anything. I felt so powerless that I'm not able to do more for my family. And that really crushed me almost every day. It was a handicap. And my friend from Cameroon, he lived abroad already. He lived in Europe, and then I moved to the States. And then he said, Nana, you don't have to do that. You actually can say no. The reason you say no, it's not because you have and you do not want to give. It's because you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. And that's what most of us do. We are trying to give to our family something we do not have. And that becomes very detrimental. It can destroy us. We are so down because we don't feel supported. We have that weight on our shoulder like we are now God. As soon as you leave the village for the city, they think that at that minute you're making money. Granted, it is not necessarily their fault. This is what the media portrays. Even back home, the media from the city shows that there are better opportunities. People are better off living in the city than in the village. People think that living in the United States is better than living in Africa. That is not true in all sense. It is not true. Depending on what your life goal is.